Yes, guys, let's do this.
Every time I close my eyes. Every time I close my eyes.
Yeah! Back again. And look, who looks like he's signed a brand new contract. I think news will come out either later today or tomorrow morning, but it looks like Bobby Firmino has signed a brand new contract to stay till 2025. I think this is go. I think this is going to upset a lot of people, man. I think it's going to upset a lot of people, but let's see. That's under. I don't. See, I love Bobby Firmino. Don't get me wrong. I love Bobby. A lot of people love Bobby. A lot of people want Bobby to stay. A lot of people ain't got a problem with this. A lot of people think it's not the right time to keep Bobby Firmino, but it looks like he's got a 2.5-year deal waiting for him. It looks like it's just about done. I think news might come out either tonight or tomorrow morning by the look of it. This is all but a done a bit of contract business, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Yes or no to Bobby stay. Let me know in the comments, guys. I'll be interested to know, guys. Interested to know. Yeah, and this is what this season feels like. This is what this season feels like to me. This season feels a bit, yeah. It's only game week 19. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh dear. That's how we all feel. That is how we all feel right now. But big up to everyone in the house. How you're all doing? I hope you're all doing well. Hopefully our sound okay. Let me know if the sound's all right. Yeah, the sound's fine. Yeah, that's how we're all feeling, man. That's how we're all feeling. So welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I hope everyone's doing well. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button on your way in. It's already 65 people in here. Let's make sure we've got 65 likes straight off the bat. So come on, guys. Hit that fun button underneath the video straight away. Don't ring about. Don't mess around. Let's hit that fun button straight away. Big up, Trevor. Thank you very much. So, guys, we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to try and fix Liverpool. And that's what we're going to try to do today. We are going to try and fix Liverpool Football Club. Not the easiest thing in the world to do. I know. But what we're going to do, we know what we got now. We know the players we got. Try Transfers are all done now. This is our team going forward. We're going to try and fix Liverpool best we can, guys. What formation we play, tactics, and then we'll look for the future as well, what we can do. Obviously, there's a lot of news and rumours coming out today about FSG might be selling up. If anyone's read the article on this is Anfield's website by Dominic Lynch, a great article he wrote about FSG. I'm going to read that out to you today as well. Yeah, should be all right. We're going to check about all that. So lots to talk about trying to fix this club. Transfer news as well in the summer. It looks like we're trying to buy 2 midfielders. They want 2. So Neil Jones reporting today. Now, Neil Jones usually gets a lot correct, so big up Neil Jones. But Neil Jones today saying that Liverpool are after 2 experienced midfielders. 2 experienced midfielders. Now, what does that mean? Because Jude Bellingham is not an experienced midfielder. So apparently Liverpool are after 2 experienced midfielders in the summer. Let's have a look what he's like, what that's about. Try and break that down, see what he's saying. Bobby Firmino, new contract. There's a rumour that Naby Keita might sign a new contract as well. There's a contract on the table for Naby Keita. He rejected the first one. But apparently there's rumours at the moment that Naby might sign a brand new deal because there's no takers for Naby at the moment. There's actually no takers for Naby at the moment. So they're looking at Naby Keita to sign a new deal. And apparently, according to Neil Jones from Goal, there's a contract on the table for one James Milner as well. So what's happening at this club? What is happening at this club? I don't know. But we're going to try and fix the issues today. Big up to everyone in the chat. Once again, thank you for joining me today. I do appreciate it, guys. Let's try and get them likes up. We're on 81 people in the house. Let's try and get the 81 thumbs up. So get them likes going, guys. Get the thumbs up. Get the likes up to 81 already. Let's do that, guys. Let's do that right now. Yeah, so Neil Jones saying today, Liverpool are set to bring in 2 senior midfielders in the summer, but probably more than that. Probably more than that as well. So, I don't know. There's a lot of free transfers this summer as well. A lot of free transfers that I think Liverpool should be looking at. There's a lot of free transfers Liverpool should be looking at this summer as well. They should be open to them as well. Liverpool are open to selling Mo Salah for around 80 million euros this summer, with PSG holding a high interest in the player. So this news has started spreading the last 24 hours in some articles around the media. And yeah, Mo Salah, 80 million euros could be sold this summer. PSG holding him in high regard. Yeah, PSG always look like the team. Mo Salah, people will go, why do they need Mo Salah? Well, apparently Messi is leaving PSG at the end of this season. Then they're not quite sure about Neymar. And obviously you got the Mbappe factor. He might go to Real Madrid. So, yeah, there's a place for Mo to go to PSG. And, yeah, with his likeness, you know, with the commercial revenue that Salah brings, yeah, I can see that I can see that transfer that might be happening. They're after a winger, an attacker. They try to get Ziyech from Chelsea during this January transfer window, but Chelsea played some games with them, so they couldn't get him. And PSG have gone off Chelsea completely. So they might be looking at Mo Salah. So that's one to keep our eyes on, guys. That's one to keep our eyes on through the summer, at the end of the season. Even towards the end of the season, there might be a lot more talk coming out about it, about Salah to PSG, because PSG are after an attacker. Yeah, Messi looks like he's definitely leaving next season. I think this is the end of his contract with PSG at the end of this season. I think he signed for like a 2.5-year deal. So he'll be out of contract this year. He looks like he's leaving PSG. No contract renewal there. You got the Neymar situation you're not sure with, and also the Mbappe situation they're not sure with. So Salah's definitely an option. As I said, they try to get Ziyech from Chelsea. Chelsea didn't play ball. PSG don't want to work with Chelsea ever again. So yeah, the Salah the PSG just makes a lot of sense, man. It will make a lot of sense, you know. Salah's likeness, especially as an Arab man, you know, his likeness, what he can bring commercially into a club is huge. Don't think that ain't a factor, guys. It's a huge factor, and yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one to keep an eye on. With Liverpool set to bring in at least 2 midfielders in, and probably more, the time might be right for Milner to move on. Although an extension can't be ruled out, as Jurgen Klopp has hinted. So Neil Jones reporting here saying that Liverpool want to bring in more midfielders in the summer, 2 senior midfielders, but probably more. And it's probably the right time for Milner to go to make room. But he's also saying in an extension to Milner's contract right now can't be ruled out, as Klopp has hinted. You know, so Klopp wanting to keep Milner on track. Harris Biltzer, I think is his name. Harris Biltzer apparently has a very big interest in buying Liverpool Football Club. Harris Biltzer, I think that's how he pronounces his name, has a very high interest in buying Liverpool Football Club. This I don't think will happen because I think his value is, if you Google him, his value is 1.3 billion. You know, Liverpool are worth about 4 billion. So I don't think this is a thing that happened. But it's just something to keep your eyes on, guys. It is something to keep your eyes on. And this is not Liverpool news, but I thought it'd be interesting to talk about. So this came out today by Matt Lawton, big journalist who's very, very close to Chelsea Football Club. And he is saying that Chelsea are in danger of breaching FFP rules if they fail to make the Champions League this season. Shock. I mean, shock. Yeah, so Chelsea might breach FFP rules they will breach FFP rules if they don't make the Champions League this season. He goes on, Matt Lawton of the Times, he's very close to Chelsea Football Club. I'll read a bit what he's saying. So Chelsea will be in danger of breaching UEFA financial fair play rules if they fail to qualify for the Champions League this season, after already being placed on the watch list by European football's financial watchdog. UEFA Club's financial control body announced in September that Chelsea were among 19 European clubs who only escaped action due to COVID-related allowances. So Chelsea broke FFP rules during COVID time, but because it was COVID, they gave everyone a break. So UEFA gave everyone a break. So apparently Man City and Chelsea, what I've been reading, broke FFP rules in the COVID era. But because it was COVID, UEFA let them off, including 19 other clubs. So it wasn't just them two. There's 19 clubs that all escaped action because of COVID-related allowances. Wahoo's spending will be closely monitored this season. Despite that, the club embarked on the biggest spending spree ever seen in the Premier League. As well as the London's club records transfer spending, they have splashed out 301 million. The fact that only Jorginho has left Stamford Bridge means their wage bill has rocketed too. Ziyech came close to leaving Chelsea for PSG on loan, but the deal fell through and the Premier League club reportedly failed to send the correct paperwork 3 times. PSG are furious with Todd Bowley and the club. They are understood to be reluctant to do business with Chelsea in the future, feeling that they were playing games throughout the day. The French league, the LFP, refused to rectify the transfer because the required documents arrived on Tuesday. Although signing players on long contracts will allow Chelsea to spread out over more years, experts believe Chelsea will be sailing close to the wind, especially if they miss out on the 90 million plus of TV money from being in the Champions League next season. Financial experts believe Chelsea will be forced to sell some of their homegrown stars to comply with FFP regulations. Kieran Maguire, a football analyst, said Chelsea's wage bill in 2021 was 333 million, and that was before the club had made investment in Madrid of players on long-term contracts who presumably are well matured. I think failure to qualify for Champions League this season will mean that they'll have a UEFA be on UEFA's watch list. So Chelsea look like, so basically this is what happened if Chelsea break FFP rules, yeah? What will happen if Chelsea are found to break FFP rules if they don't make the Champions League, which they probably won't. So what will happen is they will be heavily, heavily fined. Also, they'll be put on a 2-year transfer ban. Now, part of me thinks Chelsea already know this was coming. I think Chelsea probably already knew this was coming. But a 2-year transfer ban ain't the end of the world for Chelsea because they've got so many players in through the door already. They've got they've got the biggest squad in the Premier League now that they probably wouldn't matter for them for a couple of years. So, yeah, I mean, I think they knew it was coming. I think they knew it was coming. They have to make a change. It's because of their wage bill, guys. It's because of their wage bill. Remember, FFP ain't just on transfers and how much you spend. It's your wage bill as well. And their wage bill is massive. Absolutely massive. So we'll see. They're the things. You either get fined, you get a transfer ban, or you can get points deducted. They're the 3 things you can get done. PSG got fined, if I remember, and no other sanctions. They just got fined. Chelsea, don't forget, the thing with Chelsea, they got previous. The thing with Chelsea, they got previous when they they had a transfer embargo a few years back where they got banned for buying players for a year, didn't they, or 2 years? So the problem with Chelsea got is they got previous, and UEFA might look on that and might be more than just a fine. So yeah, it's one to keep an eye on, but I don't think it really matters if Chelsea get a transfer embargo because they bought so many players. I don't think it's going to really matter to them, to be fair. I don't think it's going to really matter to them. But, you know, they can't sell players at the same time, I believe. Or they can sell players, they just can't buy to replace them. So, yeah, it's... yeah, that's right. Because they got previous doing that, signing under 18 players. Because they got previous... You know what UEFA are like? You know what UEFA are like? Because if an English club has got previous, UEFA hit English clubs heavier. Do you know what I mean? You know, PSG just get a fine, but you can guarantee if an English club does something, UEFA will go stronger on English clubs than they do, you know, non-English clubs. So because of their previous about buying, you know, them youth players, weren't it? And they got an embargo put onto them. You know, you can guarantee UEFA will look at that as well and go, you know what, we're going to fucking throw the book at them, you know, because it's an English club. Yeah, and they still have Nkunku to come in as well. That'll go onto the wage bill. Yeah, me man. Oh, yeah, Chelsea have lawyers. I get that. But you never know, you know. You never know, Faisal. You never know. I just know UEFA hate English football teams. So if I was a Chelsea fan, I wouldn't actually be that worried. Because, you know, even if they got a transfer ban, is it really going to matter to them? They bought so many players. They don't really need to buy a player for 2 years anyway. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to matter to them. But I thought it was a bit of interesting news. It was always going to happen. The money they've been spending, it was always going to come up. Let's face it, it was always going to come up. But it ain't actually about transfers. It's about wages. It's about the amount of wage they've spent on players. Right, here's one that might piss a lot of people off. So this might piss a lot of people off. What's that? Did you hear about LA La Liga president comment about the Premier League? He calls it financial doping. Yeah, I know. Is that... yeah, La Liga can talk with what Real Madrid do. Do you know what I mean? They can talk. Real Madrid, the thing with La Liga, yeah, this is what La Liga are pissed off with, yeah. La Liga did it first. So the Spanish teams did all what the English teams are doing first. Yeah. Look at Real Madrid. You reckon Real Madrid built that team of Galacticos without spending cash and bullying other teams to sell their players? Barcelona, look at the trouble Barcelona in financially. Barcelona and Real Madrid did this before anybody, yeah? What's happened is now the English game is so rich, they've taken over Barcelona and Real Madrid in finances, and they can't stand it. That's the problem. That's why they wanted the Super League. Real Madrid and Barcelona wanted the Super League more than anyone, so they could play on a financial level the same as the English teams. Yeah, they just Real Madrid and Barcelona have been doing it for years. They just can't take it, the fact that English clubs do it now. So this comes from Neil Jones as well. Big up Neil Jones. Klopp is likely to keep faith with Fabinho rather than sell the Peruvian. He's not Brazilian. Although unless an upturn in form occurs, a big offer from somewhere could cause a real decision to be made. What big offer? What's a big offer for Fabinho? Seriously, guys. In the chat, guys, what's a big offer for Fabinho? What is a big offer for Fabinho? I'll take a Big Mac meal. You know what I mean? Extra value. You know, what is a big bid? Oh my God. What's a big bid? What? I mean, I'm not sure he's worth anything at this moment in time. Yeah, it's madness. Absolute madness. Big Ant just sending me something. So Liverpool could look to sign winger Federico Chiesa in the summer due to Juventus's financial situation. Now, I've been hearing a lot of this. I'll accept 1 million, Bear said. I've been hearing a lot of this about Chiesa. So Juventus are obviously in absolute dire straits at the moment. Shock. They cheat yet again. I mean, have Juventus never learnt their lesson? Why do Italian football keep persisting with Juventus? They cheat all the time. They cheated last time, got relegated to, what was it, the third or fourth tier of Italian football. They cheated, they got league titles taken off them. Now they've financial doping. They've cheated again. They lied about people's ages. They've lied about people's wages, what they've come on for, and all this shit. Yeah, a lot of financial doping now. And Chiesa is now like the prized possession of Juventus, ain't he? He's the prized possession of Juventus. And, you know, he's a very good player. So everyone's now alerted to the case that Juventus have got no money. They're absolutely in shit street. And they need to sell up. They need to sell players to keep them above board, basically. To keep them above board all the time. Yeah, they lied about their market value players. They lied about ages of people. They lied about the wages they were on. It's fucking madness over it. It's just financial doping at its worst. Yeah, that's it. They lied about Arthur Melo. That's why Arthur Melo's got to do a 30-day suspension when he comes back from injury. I wonder how Liverpool would do that, actually, with Arthur Melo when he comes back. Because Arthur Melo don't play for Juventus right now. He's a Liverpool player right now. I know he's only on loan, but I wonder if Liverpool can get round it somehow where they don't have to give him that 30-day suspension. You know, because when he comes back from injury, he's very close to coming back from injury right now, apparently. So he ain't far off. He's meant to be back this month. If he has a 30-day suspension on top of that, that's March. Look, and at the end of the day, we could do it with all the players we got right now. You know, if Arthur Melo's fit and available, we could do with him. Do you know what I mean? So I wonder if Liverpool will go try and get round this somehow and see what they can do. I'll be interested to see what they can do there. But Chiesa, yeah. Look, the problem with Chiesa, man, the man's injury prone. The man is injury prone. Very good footballer, but if we're letting Mo Salah go, we can't bring in someone like Chiesa. Because you're letting Mo Salah go, who's never injured, for a player that might get injured every week. It makes no sense. Yeah, he should be suspended till he's back at the parent club. So Liverpool got the final, pretty much of 4 competitions last season with all the money generated by Liverpool spend 0. Yeah, exactly. We're going to get to why Liverpool spend 0 right now as well. Don't worry about that. We're going to get to why Liverpool spend 0. Let me just find it up for you. Let me just get it up, the article, and I'm going to read it all out for you guys. Why Liverpool didn't spend any money. It changes my tune a little bit, but not much. I still have the same feelings about everything. Right, this is from so this is Anfield on the this is Anfield website. It's an article written by David Lynch, and I've got to big up David Lynch here. Not a lot of Liverpool media, a lot of Liverpool press sort of go against the grain, sort of go against FSG in any kind of way. So I've got to give it to him, what he's going to do here. So I'm going to read this out, guys, then we're going to make our mind up about it. So Liverpool takeover pledge was an empty promise. FSG's true intentions are now clear. That's the headline. So let me read the article. When it embarked back in early November that Liverpool had been put up for sale, Fenway Sports Group vowed to maintain a business-as-usual approach to running the club. Unfortunately, just 3 months on, that looks like an empty promise. From an ownership group whose focus appears to have, in fact, shifted entirely to securing a hefty return on their investment. FSG's true feelings are underlined by a January window in which Jurgen Klopp was allowed to address just one of 2 glaring weaknesses in his squad, on the basis of further funds not being available until the next financial year. You can question whether the German was wise to go for Cody Gakpo over a central midfielder in light of those limitations, but the fact he was forced to choose at all says plenty about the club he's at. Liverpool aren't close to failing. Liverpool are not close to falling foul of financial fair play rules and remaining rude health financially. So they can't be the only owners desired to keep the books lean in order to attract outright buyers. That is limited spending. It still feels like FSG preferred the outcome at this early stage would be a full sale. Even aimed claims that they are leaning towards quenching only a minority stake. That's because, as far as external investors are concerned, the appeal of the latter option is difficult to fathom. While President Mike Gordon would not have stepped back so suddenly from day-to-day duties for such a minor change in structure. Clues to FSG's true intentions can also be found in the club's most recently published accounts, which appeared to show debt repayments being prioritised over making cash available for transfers. Right, remember that bit, guys. Right, if this was an ownership group committed to the long term, that would not be happening. And this reality only spells out utterly vital how it is for Liverpool's future to be resolved as soon as possible. So basically, what FSG are doing, is they're clearing their debts to sell the club to make as much money as possible for their sale. Now, I'm not having a go at them for that, right? If your intention is to sell the football club, right, and you want to make as much money as you can, then they're going to clear their debts, yeah? Right, my problem with it is that surely they could have still cleared their debts, which I've got no problem with, to sell the football club, but invest at the same time. You know what I mean? If you're going to clear your debts of the football club, which I'm all fine with, because you're selling a club, it just means what that shows, guys, is that they are in the midst of selling a football club, right? They're in the midst of selling the football club. They're clearing their debts, yeah? They're killing themselves of any financial debt so they can get 100% profit from anything they sell, right? With no debts included. I've got no problem with that. But you can't tell me there weren't money there to invest at the same time. You can't tell me there's no money there to buy players at the same time. That's bullshit. That can't be true. I'm happy with them paying back their debts. I'm happy them paying back their debts, yeah, to sell the football club. But you've got to invest in the football club at the same time. You've got to invest in the football club at the same time. So I'm fine with them paying back the debts to sell the club. As I said here, if this was their ownership group. So basically what Dominic Lynch is saying is that if Liverpool weren't looking to sell the football club right now, if FSG weren't looking to sell the football club right now, what he's basically saying is FSG wouldn't be looking at paying off the debts. Yeah. They would put money into the football club for Jurgen to go and buy players in a long-term vision. That means FSG have got no long-term vision with Liverpool Football Club anymore. What it is, they are basically checked out. All right, John W. Henry and Tom Werner are basically completely and utterly checked out of Liverpool Football Club right now. Their sole intentions is to sell this football club. They are paying off the debts to get full 100% sale of this football club so they can make the most money possible. Some people will say it's greed. Look, if I've got a business and I'm selling it and I'll think, well, what's the best way of making more money? If I clear off my debts, I'll get more money for it. Why not? I said I've got no problem doing that, but you've got to invest in the football club at the same time. Take a loan out for 60 million. We're not asking for the world as Liverpool fans. We are not asking for the world as Liverpool fans. Take a loan out for 60 million and just go and buy, Matheus Nunes from Wolves. Yeah? To go in our midfield now. This January. Yeah, January just gone. Go and get the 60 million out on loan. Take it out as a loan and just go and buy Matheus Nunes from Wolves if that's who you like. Yeah, and put him in our midfield right now. It's somebody. It's something. And then pay off your debts and I'll be like, yeah, fine, do whatever you need to do. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a madness. It's a madness. Look, I'm not sticking up for FSG at all. I understand what they're doing, I understand what they're doing. I understand what they're doing. They're paying off the debts to sell the football club. We all, in a way, should be quite happy because it does mean their intentions are to sell Liverpool Football Club, right? So as fans, we're pissed off because we are where we are. But long-term vision, guys, let's use our long-term vision. They're willing to pay off debts to sell the football club, right? So long-term vision means they are going, all right? They are going to go and sell this club, which is good, right? It's what we all want. We all want them to sell this football club. Just leave now. Just go. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you've done. I'm not going to be one of them Liverpool fans that are going to pretend they haven't done good for us because they have, right? I'm not going to sit here and completely slag them off, right? But the last few years, you haven't been good enough owners, and you need to leave the football club now. You're willing to sell up your debt, pay back your debts, so you can sell the football club. Guys, it's shit at the moment. But at least there's a long-term vision. At least they're fucking off. Do you know what I mean? They're leaving. Clearly, the Reds do not desperately need new owners willing to facilitate a Chelsea-style summer spend, the potential downside on which has been barely discussed in recent reporting. Nor do they need a wealthy benefactor to pump in funds, though. Questionable sponsorship deals in order to evade FFP to boost transfer outlay. Yeah, so what David Lynch goes on about here is basically what David Lynch is saying is some clubs, what he's saying is basically, I'll say this again for you. Clearly, the Reds do not desperately need new owners willing to facilitate a Chelsea summer spending spree, nor do they need a wealthy benefactor to pump in funds through questionable sponsorship deals in order to invade FFP boost on transfer outlay. So there's some clubs out there. We won't name the clubs, yeah. I think we all know the clubs here, guys. We all know the clubs between me and you. We all know the teams he's talking about. But there's some teams out there who get questionable sponsorship, right? Like make a business up, get them to sponsor your club, and then you discard that and then you get rid of that business the next following year, that sort of thing. Yeah. And that way you get financial thing to buy players. So it basically cheats FFP. Yeah, so we know we're talking about there. So David, it's a great article by David Lynch. Everyone go and read about it. It's on the This Is Anfield website. Go and have a read about it. It's a great article by David Lynch, and big up to David Lynch. You're going against the grain. Not enough Liverpool journalists are putting in this kind of work. Nowhere near enough journalists are putting up this kind of work. So big up to him. Yeah, Liverpool are just paying off their debts. They're just paying off their debts. They're going to take all their debts out, take their debts, pay them off. So when they sell the club, they get 100% profit from the football club. No debts, nothing. So that's what they're doing. Hate it or like it, whatever, guys. At least it means they are got a vision of leaving this football club at the end of the day. Jamie, did you read Kieran Maguire? Chelsea took 323 million January Spurs is not the end. They can spend more in their remuneration plan with sales. Yeah, I think as well. If I heard them rightly, if they sold a few players this January, they would actually made profit as well. John Henry told me last night he's going to be at least 10 more years. The fact that these men are playing themselves. I mean, it's mad, ain't it? Klopp will leave this summer. Liverpool's current debt is 2023 is 386 million euros, which they're paying off. It's mad. It's and they're paying that off, and that's why there's no money for transfer, guys. This is why there's no money for transfers. They're literally paying off that debt, that number there, 386. They're paying off that debt so they can sell the football club and make 100% profit. Now, it's just the way they do business, man. FSG and companies like them are better off with debt in a club as it brings massive tax relief. Makes no sense for them needing to pay off the debt unless increasing value of the sale. Yeah, they just want to make more money from it, though. That's the thing. Jake Ramsey, new necessary homegrown midfield options. FSG equals Fenway Snakes gang. Chelsea have a wage system. If they fail to qualify Champions League, their wages, new signing shots are 60 or 70%. Jay, you see, last night apparently we're in talks with Saudi, Qatar, German, American consortium for a full takeover. Yeah, so this article came out the same time as that rumour come out about Liverpool being sold. So, yeah, look, Liverpool just need to be sold now. They need to be sold. There's obviously no money at the well. FSG have completely and utterly zoned out. They've got other things they're looking at now. Liverpool ain't even a thing. They're paying off their debts. They sell the football club. That is all they care about. They don't really care about what's going on the pitch, where Liverpool are in the league. Look, Liverpool are 9th in the Premier League out of both domestic cups. FSG didn't act at all to do anything about it, which tells you everything. It tells you everything. They're not worried or concerned because they don't see themselves here next season anyway. So they're just paying off their debts to leave this football club. Look, they leave. Off you go. Now, obviously, look, I've been saying this for a while now. When FSG go and we get new owners in, everything behind the scenes, everything behind the scenes is fine. No, everything behind the scenes in this club is absolutely fine. You know, new training ground, Anfield's been done up now, basically almost like a new stadium. You know, there won't be no debt because FSG are paying that debt off to sell the football club, so there'll be zero debt. You know, everything behind the scenes, beautiful. Everything on the pitch looks like the devil. It's awful, terrible. So you got heaven over here, and on the pitch where it most counts, we've got hell. So when new owners come in, they just need to financially put money onto the pitch, which FSG can't do right now. So, yeah, they need to go. Simple as that. Simple as that. They need to do one. They just need to go. But again, I'm not going to moan at them for selling off their debt, buying off their debts. Rather Liverpool simply only need to shake off the burden of infrastructure project costs inexplicably paid for through short-term debt, as well as their current owners' desire to keep operational debt as minimum. These ongoing restrictions are spending are why it's only fair for fans to be skeptical that FSG remain in this post this coming summer. Klopp will not be able to rebuild his needs. Yes, there is a willingness to sanction a large outlay to land Jude Bellingham, but would the remainder of the squad get the attention it needs without funds being raised through sales? That is difficult to imagine, as is the possibility of a transfer window running as smoothly as it might with a replacement for ongoing sporting director Julian Ward still yet to be lined up. The club insists a search is ongoing to fill the crucial position, but you imagine FSG would rather leave the decision to their successors, while anyone interested in taking the job would only want to know exactly what they're signing up for. So basically, what all that means is that FSG are completely checked out completely now. They're trying to sell the football club. They're repaying the debts. They got no interest on anything on the pitch at the moment. The new director of football, they're not even thinking about that. Is for the successor to do. So, yeah, it's a fucking mad one at the moment. And we're going to get to this director of football thing in a moment because I've got a story about that as well. Big up Jamrock. Jamie FSG are repurchasing Melwood for the women's team. That'd be great. I hope that happens because the women's team need their own home. They need their own home. They need their own home. Definitely. They definitely need their own home. So let's get to some more stuff I've got here. So I've got a story about the director of football stuff. Let me see if I can find it out. See, somewhere. Where is it? I might have it. Where's he fucking gone? Hang on 1 second. I've got it here somewhere. So yeah, basically Billy Hogan and Jurgen Klopp are in charge of finding a new director of football. That's the rumour. Hang on, let me see if I can find it so I can give you the right wording on it. Yeah, Bobby Firmino's almost signed a brand new contract. That looks like that's almost done. Right, here we go. The process of choosing a new sporting director will be overseen by Jurgen Klopp and CEO Billy Hogan. So, yeah. So, let me get this up for you as well. So, should Jurgen Klopp actually be in charge of finding a new sporting director, guys? Should Jurgen Klopp be in charge of finding a new sporting director? Let me know in the chat. Or should Jurgen Klopp leave that to the businessman? Should Jurgen Klopp be in charge of doing that, guys? Let me know in the chat right now. So I've got that. Julian Ward putting plans in place for the transfer window as Liverpool search for a successor. It's fitting that Liverpool went to the transfer deadline day of the Michael Edwards and Julian Ward era in the same way as they have so many others. It appears as the Reds have... right, forget all that. All right, where is it? Who cares about Luke fucking Chambers? Yeah, so here we go. So Billy Hogan... Liverpool, Billy Hogan, he's the CEO of Liverpool, don't forget. He took over Mike Gordon's role when Mike Gordon left to help with the selling of the football club. So Billy Hogan and Jurgen Klopp together are trying to find a replacement for the director of football. Now, should our manager be a man who should be in charge of doing this? Should Jurgen Klopp be the one who's doing the search for a sporting director, or should that just be left to Billy Hogan, who is CEO of the football club, and that's his job? No, that's his job, employing these people. He can ask Jurgen for advice, but should Jurgen be able to go on to? Should Jurgen be in that boardroom when they're interviewing people, basically, for the role of sporting director? Or should Jurgen just have a little say? But it really should just be down to Billy Hogan, who does this as the CEO. It's his job. Billy Hogan is CEO. You know, he needs to be doing the business side of the game. Klopp is the manager. He needs to be managing the team. Yeah. So should Klopp really be involved in the search for a new in the search for a new director of football, or should you just have a say? No, I get it is the manager. I get that he's the manager, right? But the problem is the way transfers are done these days is like, look at Chelsea. Does Graham Potter have a say in anyone Chelsea are brought in? I very much will doubt it. So Klopp is quite happy working under a director of football. He was happy working under Michael Edwards. He was happy working under Julian Ward, then doing the business on the transfer side of things, bringing in players for him. Does Klopp have a right to say who should get the job? Does Klopp know an excellent director of football? Because I think if it was up to Jurgen Klopp, Ralph Rangnick would be the sporting director. I think if Jurgen Klopp did have a say, I think Ralph Rangnick would be the sporting director of Liverpool Football Club. I think he'd be the one they go and get. I think they go and get Ralph Rangnick in. Remember, people might be scoffing at that idea, but that's his job. Yeah, he was the manager of Man United and it didn't work well, but as a director of football, as a sporting director, Ralph Rangnick is very, very good at that job. He's got an eye for talent. Ralph Rangnick would be very, very good at that job. He would be. He's very good. He's got a good eye for talent. You know, look at German football. All the youngsters coming through in German football. Ralph Rangnick had a big say in a lot of the German youngsters that are coming through these days in the last 10 years or so. You know, that's his job. That's his bread and butter. That's what he's great at. Managing's not really his thing. Coaching's not really his thing. You know, it's that director of football role. So Ralph Rangnick might be the man to go and get. If Klopp has a choice, Klopp could be like, let's go and get Ralph. Let's go and get Ralph. Look what he did for German football. Look what the years he did for German football. It's a bit like Gerard Houllier. Everyone forgets about Gerard Houllier, but Gerard Houllier was in charge of French football. He was like the director of French football, who was involved at finding all the best French youngsters and all that before then he went back into management for Liverpool. That was his job. He managed the French national team and then managed Liverpool. That was his job, finding all these French superstars and stuff like that. You know, he was the sporting thing behind that for the French national side. Ralph Rangnick's similar to that. So maybe Ralph would be the one. If Klopp's got a choice, I'm surprised Ralph Rangnick's name's not come up. I know this Paul Mitchell name's come up quite a lot, the man from Monaco. You know, he's got an eye for young talent as well. Paul Mitchell's apparently got a very good talent ID. He knows good youngsters. He's very good with the youngsters around European football, bringing them in for like very cheap and making them superstars and stuff like that. So he's got a big CV for that. But I think it should be between him and Ralph Rangnick. I really do. Yeah, Ralph looked right through the United team and he was right. You know, Ralph Rangnick looked at the United team and he was dead right. You know, Eric Ten Hag's come along and got rid of all the players Rangnick wanted to get rid of. So, yeah, Ralph was right. Ralph knows talent, man. Yeah, he's get Klopp's daddy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Red Bull scouting network is phenomenal. Exactly. Rangnick was the one who told United to buy Alvarez and Enzo before they went elsewhere. Exactly. He's got an eye for talent, man. He's got an eye for talent. I'd get him in. I'd really get him in. He'd be the one. I'm surprised if Klopp's in charge of help with Billy Hogan, who's the CEO of Liverpool, looking to get a new sporting director. For me, the two choices should be Ralph Rangnick and Paul Mitchell. They're They're the ones I think they should be looking at. They're the ones who they're the two they should be looking at for me. You know, they're the two that would do well for us, I believe. Right, let's go about fixing Liverpool Football Club, guys. Let's start fixing this football club. So we know the team now. We know the squad. We know who we got. We've got half the season left. We've got half the season left. Plenty of time to get back into it. We need to fix up and do our damn best now. So I'm going to get all the players up. All right, let me get this up for you. 1 second. And we're going to try and fix this football club. Starting with Wolves on Saturday. Our season has to start tomorrow. Our season really has to start Saturday, guys. Our season really needs to start on Saturday. Nothing about it. Big up my man Grant in the house. I'm in Spoons watching you. There you go. Big up my man Grant. See you Saturday, Friday night, fella. See you. Are we going Spoons Friday night? Let me know. Let me get this up for you guys. So let's go through our squad. Our season starts on Saturday, guys. Our season starts on Saturday. No ifs or buts. We're 9th in the Premier League. We're out of all domestic cups now. We've got Real Madrid coming up in 2 weeks' time. You know, that's a scary prospect playing Real Madrid at the moment, how crap we are. So our season starts this Saturday. What do we do? What do we do? So this is our squad as it is right now, guys. Big up, Grant. This is our squad right now. So we've got Alisson, Adrian, Kelleher, and Harvey Davis. So obviously Alisson will be here next season. Look at that. He's only had 5 clean sheets. This world-class goalkeeper, we have let him down so much this season. He's only got 5 clean sheets, man. We have let this guy down so much. He is so pivotal to our team. So we've got Alisson. Adrian will be gone next season. There's rumours that Cueva and Kelleher will be gone next season. But Liverpool are very, very high on Harvey Davis, who might be promoted to 3rd choice goalkeeper. Liverpool looking at a German goalkeeper to be number 2 next season. But right now, Alisson's our goalkeeper. Kelleher's our number 2. Right, we've got Van Dijk will be back, hopefully, before the Real Madrid game. So Van Dijk can be back in 2 weeks. We know Kanate is out for 3 weeks right now. We've got Joey Gomez. We've got Simicast. We've got Ramsey, who scored in the under-23s last night. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joel Matip, Andrew Robinson, Nat Phillips. They're our defenders, yeah? They're our defenders. So you're thinking when Virgil comes back, Virgil and Kanate, guys? What are we saying? Virgil and Kanate as our main 2 centre-backs for the rest of the season when fit. Virgil and Kanate, when fit, our main 2 centre-backs for the rest of the season. Jamie, where do you get links to come on and chat when you're live? Mitchell Brothers, I will be doing a call-in show tonight at 6 p.m. There's a call-in show tonight at 6 p.m., my friend. So come in and chat to me tonight, 6 p.m. Scouse Africans to sell most of our players. Yeah, Virgil and Kanate will be my centre-back partnership. What are we thinking about Joey Gomez, guys? What are we thinking about Joey Gomez? Do we let Joe Gomez go in the summer, or do we keep hold of him? You know, he got done twice against Brighton in exactly the same way. You know, he got done by Danny Welbeck, and then he got done by the winger. I can't remember his name now. It's gone out of my head. Or in the FA Cup final, exactly the same way. Do we let him go? Do we keep him? What are we doing? But this season, Virgil van Dijk and Kanate, I think, is our back 2. That's who I think. Maxwell, leave. We need them gone. I think we keep Virgil and Kanate as our main 2 in the defence. So I'm just going to go through this squad. Got Simicast as your backup left back. Ramsey again scored last night in the under-23s. He should be more in the squad now. There's no reason for Ramsey and not be on the bench and in the squad no more. He's a right back. We bought him as a right back this summer with the thing that he can be challenging Trent for that position. Yes, he's only 18 at the moment. He's only young. But we've got to remember that Trent came into the Liverpool team when he was only 19. So we can't always use the age as an excuse. And to be fair, we could use some younger players in this old side right now. Joel Matip. Is anyone concerned about Joel Matip? Is anyone concerned about Joel Matip? Grant says Joe Afsco, Nat Phillips is a better centre half, believe it or not. Yeah, we love Big Nat. Big Nat, man. Nat Phillips is probably going to play against Wolves on Saturday. So I love Big Nat. You're right, man. Matip the go. Yeah, Matip's not having the best of seasons, is he? Big up Jamie. Let the kids have a go. Yeah, exactly. Game, no. Think Adrian, Kelleher, Phillips, Gomez, Van der Berg, Milner, Ox, Cater all leave. I agree. Yeah, Matip's not had the greatest season. Do we give Matip one more year? I'm not sure. It's an interesting one. But we've got to keep these fit. Nat Phillips is a big one. As my man Grant just said, Nat Phillips is probably a better defender than Joe Gomez right now, which is an unreal statement to make. But he don't let you down, does Nat Phillips? He don't really let you down. The only thing Nat Phillips lacks is pace. The only thing Nat Phillips lacks is pace, like Demo's man, yeah, Naldini. The only thing Nat Phillips lacks is pace. In fact, as a centre back, as a defender, as an actual defender, doing the job of a defender, Nat Phillips is probably better than Gomez as a defender. You know, he heads it out, he clears his lines. There's no effing about. No effing about with Nat Phillips. What Nat Phillips lacks is athleticism and pace. If Nat Phillips had athleticism and pace, he would probably be Virgil's partner. He would probably be Virgil's partner. If he had like Canate's pace, Nat Phillips would be absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Phillips would header a grenade. He would. The man would. He'd header anything, man. So Nat Phillips, look, every time he's meant to leave the football club, Liverpool get an injury in defence that he has to stay. It's like he can't leave. So in the midfield area, they got Stefan Bajetic as a defender because that's how he started his career, but he's a midfielder. We got Fabinho and Stefan Bajetic, guys. What we saying? Guys? If you had to play your central defensive midfielder tomorrow, guys, who are you playing for the rest of the season? Fabinho or Stefan? Who is everyone's defensive midfielder for the rest of the season? Is it Stefan or Fabinho? What are we doing for the rest of this season? We've got half the season to go. Who are we starting, Stefan or Fabinho? A lot of love for Stefan in the chat. Singing the Cock says Matip. Yeah, Reece Williams been recalled from his loan as well. Might play some part. Yeah, a lot of love for Stefan in the chat. Yeah, this is the sad thing. This is the sad thing about where we are as a club right now. Fabinho has lost his place to Stefan Bajetic. That is mad. If you guys told me a year ago that Fabinho would lose his place to an 18-year-old from the academy, I wouldn't believe you. I just wouldn't believe you. That is how bad it's gotten for Fabinho. Again, I says, he's not really Brazilian, he's Peruvian or something like that, isn't he? You know what I mean? That Brazil flag's a joke. That's not real. Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of rumours lately that saying Fabinho, now he's got no pace, he should play at centre-back. I mean, that might be where Fabinho ends his career, Fabinho might end his career being a centre-back. I really feel like it. But yeah, Stefan at the moment, Stefan Bajetic, taking his spot as our main defensive midfielder? No one knows. No one knows. He's just gone. His legs are gone. Apparently, he's 29 as well, if you can believe that. Apparently, he's only 29 as well. He looks older than me and you, mate. It's like gone. Thiago. Right, here's an important thing with Thiago, guys. Here's an important question I've got for you guys about Thiago. Thiago's got a year left on his contract next season. What do we do with Thiago? We're going to be looking at next season with Thiago. Timo. Buy a Titra take Fab centre back part 2. He probably would. Fabinho is 48. It's true. I know. It's mad. So, yeah, extend by a year. So, Thiago in the summer. So, the rumours are Liverpool are going to offer Thiago a new contract in the summer because he only has a year left on his deal next season. What do you do with Thiago? Do you keep Thiago for another year and let him go for free? Or do you give him a 1 or 2 year extension on top of the year he's already got? What do we do? What do we do, guys? What do we do? What do we do with Thiago? Are you all willing to give him a year or 2 extension on the year he's got already? So if he's got 1 year left, you can give him a year on top, which means he'll have 2 more years left in him. Or 2 years on top of the 1 year left, so he'll have 3 years left on him. A 1 year extension or a 2 year extension? What we saying, guys? What we saying? Because I think everyone wants to keep him because he is Thiago at the end of the day. Yeah, 1 year extension only, 2 years, 2 years, 1 year. Thiago should retire with us. I agree with Demo. I don't think Thiago wants to go anywhere. I honestly don't think Thiago wants to go anywhere. I think Thiago wants to stay at the club. I think he's at home at the club now. I think he sees his career as has already gone to the height as his career can go. You know, he's won everything in football. It's not like he's 26 and he's still got more in the tank where he can keep winning more and more and more. The man has won everything in football. There's nothing else for him to win. So I think he's perfectly happy at Liverpool. He looks at home at Liverpool. He's settled. He looks like he loves the club. He looks like he loves the city. Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me if we just keep Thiago till the end. Sell him on. I don't get why are we giving out extensions when they won't be here very soon. I'll give a year extension. Extend for a year. Might want to sell him then. Fabio Carvalho can replace Thiago. Interesting. I mean, it's an interesting one with Thiago. It is very interesting. Personally, me, he's such a caliber of player. So I'm going to look at it like this. If we get new owners in before the start of next season and they get a summer transfer window where they can buy players, I'd be all for Thiago staying. We get players to build around Thiago and then, and get Thiago more in his position where he can be a more danger to the opposition, yeah? And let Thiago do what he wants to do and then rest him when he don't have to play all the time. So, yeah, that's why I'd keep Thiago for them reasons. James Milner. Do we say this is the last year for James Milner, guys? Do we say this is the last year for James Milner? Let me know in the chat right now. Guys, and also we've got 138 people in the house watching right now and only 83 likes. Can we get that to 100 likes right now, please? 150 people here. Let's get that to 100 likes right now. So if you've not pressed it already, go and press that fun button underneath my video right now and leave a like on the video. I'd appreciate it. Let's get them likes up, guys. 146 people in here. Some people haven't hit that fun button yet. Go and hit that like button, guys. Helps out the channel, helps out the algorithm while we're live as well. Yeah, we said that about 10 years ago. Trevor saying 1 year as a backup. Liz says it hurts my heart, but James Freaky Milner is a training coach. Back to Leeds. Big up Buzz in the house. How you doing? What are we saying? Sell this old man. What are we saying? Are we just going to let James Milner leave, or are we going to let him stay? What are we going to do with James Milner, guys? I will say one thing for James Milner, to give a bit of credit to James Milner. When James Milner plays, he does give his all. You know, it's not of a lot of time that I see James Milner playing. I'm like, oh, what a disgusting performance James Milner's put in. You know, at the moment, look, put it this way, guys. James Milner is 37 years of age, yeah? Fabinho is 29. Who do you think should retire tomorrow? Who do you think should retire tomorrow? Fabinho or James Milner? Think of it like that. We're willing to keep Fabinho, but we're willing to let James Milner go. I'd have it the other way round. It's the other way round. At least when James Milner comes off the bench, he gives us a performance and does stuff. You know, Fabinho comes off the bench right now and just is a calamity. An absolute calamity. Yeah, both should go. John's right. Both should go. Rente's right. Just get rid of them both. Just get rid of them. Go. Let them both go. You know what I mean? Just let them both go. But I will give it to Milner. When he comes on the pitch and plays for Liverpool, he gives everything he's got. You know, he knows his capabilities, and I'm willing to accept that. But at 37 years of age, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi. I don't care who you are. If you're 37 years of age, you need to leave the football. We need to move on. We need to move on. It's nothing bad about James Milner, but he's just 37 years of age. We need options in our midfield. But right now, for the rest of this season, guys, for the rest of this season, if you had to choose one player to come off the subs bench right now into a game, give me one. Just say the name in the chat, guys. Would you rather have James Milner come off the bench right now the rest of this season, or Fabinho? If you had to choose right now, because we're saying Stefan plays as the DM for our team, right? And if you had to choose one player to come off the bench for the rest of the season, would it be Milner or Fabinho? Let me know in the chat right now. Already the Milners. That is how bad. This is how bad Fabinho has fallen. Look how bad Fabinho has fallen. Look how bad Fabinho has fallen. Would we have said this a year ago? This is... we are so muddied, it's so right. Would we have said this a year ago? This is mad. This is absolutely madness. And Milner's 37. Fabinho's 29. He's that gone. Why are we willing to keep Fabinho? It's mad. Fabinho is not going to get any better next season, guys. I've got to tell people right now. Fabinho is not going to get better next season as he gets older. He's shit at 29. He can't run at 29. Do you guys all think he's going to be running at 30? He's not. He's not. It's just done. He's finished. He's done at our level. He's not. He isn't 29. He got Rafinha'd. Yeah. Has everyone heard that Rafinha thing? Apparently, where Barcelona are checking his details out. They don't believe Rafinha. They think Rafinha is like 30 odd years of age, don't they? And they don't even think he's Brazilian. Have you seen that rumor? But a lot of Brazilian footballers, when they do reach the age of 30, they sort of just stop, don't they? You know, you look at a lot of the big Brazilian footballers, when they reach the age of 30, a lot of them just like, oh, right, I've had my time. I'm all happy now. You know, it's just, yeah, like, I'd give up. I'd give up on Fabinho. Right, Jordan Henderson. What do we do with Jordan Henderson? Does Jordan Henderson just take James Milner's spot? Does Jordan Henderson just take James Milner's spot next season, guys? What do we do with James Milner? What do we do with Jordan Henderson? What do we do with Henderson this season? What do we do with Henderson this season, guys? Let me know in the chat. What do we do with Hendo? Oh yeah, I know it is, Mohammed. I just find it hilarious that the rumor even came out because a little bit, it could be believable. Do you know what I mean? Placing with Stevie G. I just saw someone say, "Keep Hendo for Milner's role." What do we do with him this season, though, guys? What do we do with this season? Is Hendo now a rotation player for the rest of this season? So let's think about this season in hand right now. What do we do with James Milner? Is James Milner just a rotation player now, or is he a starter still? What do we say with Milner, guys? With Henderson, is Henderson a starter, or is he a rotation player now? Hendo's what Millie's supposed to be. Yeah, Hendo could not start ever again. Keep them both as bench warmers. Hendo is a player coach. Definitely rotation, says Demo. This is what Luke says a mascot. That's a bit harsh. Yeah, for me, he has to be rotation. He has to be rotation. He can't be a guaranteed starter for this team anymore. He can't be. I'm happy with bench or rotation. I'm happy with Hendo coming on for like 20 minutes in games and stuff like that. But for me, right now, I don't see Hendo as a starter for Liverpool right now. Naby Keita. This is an interesting one. Now, Naby Keita for me has arguably been Liverpool's best midfielder for the last few weeks. But what do we do with Naby Keita? What do we do with Naby Keita, guys? Do you give Naby Keita, because, right, hear me out on this one, guys. Don't shoot the messenger, please. But hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. So with Naby Keita, he's playing well the last few weeks, right? He's playing really well the last few weeks. Would you give him a new deal, right? Would you give him a new deal, right? For the only reason we give him a new deal is so we can sell him and make money on him in a year's time. Because remember, if we don't give him a new deal this year, Naby Keita is going to leave for free. Yeah, that's 55 million just washed away. Yeah, up the Swanee, right? Ox is leaving on a free. That costs 40 million. Naby and Ox together cost almost 100 million pounds, and we're letting that leave for free. No money back on it. So do you sign Naby up because he is playing well, right? Naby is playing well, and if he stays fit, more people will be willing to buy him when they see he's playing well. So do you give him a contract just to go, right, next season, because we gave him the contract, we'll sell him? Or do you not trust the club? Or do you not trust the club? Or do you not trust the club by going, right, we give Naby a new deal, but we're not going to sell him now. We fooled you all, and we're going to keep him now. Naby has to start, though. I think we're all in, like Demo says here, starts till the end of the season or he gets injured again. Like Demo says here, do you start him every game? Does Naby now start in our midfield every game right now? Does Naby start every game for us right now, guys? Let me know in the chat. Does Naby start every single game for us now? Because we're saying that Henderson's a rotational bench player now. Fabinho is dusted. Stefan's a DM. Thiago plays. Jay Milner's on rotation. And Naby Keita. Yeah, we're all happy with Naby Keita starting. So we got our team. We're getting our team sort of figured out here, yeah? So a fit Liverpool team for the rest of this season, so far, is looking like Alisson, Trent and Robbo, Virgil and Canate. Our DM is Stefan Barkatic, Thiago, and Naby Keita as our midfield three, yeah? As our midfield three. On rotation, we got Henderson, Milner, and Fabinho, right? So far. Right, here's the other guys. What do we do with the Ox? Is the Ox a rotation now? Is Ox rotation? Or is he a bench? Is he a starter? What do we do with the Ox for the rest of this season? Does Ox even play in midfield? Or is he more of a forward player now? Listen, most of our players are done for years now. We've been playing high-intensity pressing football and it was successful. But now they've got old too quick. Big up Grant. He's exactly right. He's exactly right. Ox equals nursing home. Yeah, Naby deserves a start. What do we do, Ox? Is he a rotation player in midfield or is he a rotation player in the forward line? It's a TikTok moderator, says MP. So what do we do, Ox, for the rest of this season, guys? Just for the rest of this season. Is he rotation in our midfield, would you say? Rotation in our midfield. Curtis Jones. What do we do with Curtis Jones? Personally, I'd sell Curtis Jones, but that's just me. I don't know what Curtis Jones does. Oh, I really don't know what Curtis Jones does. Ox should be a Liverpool FC YouTube channel presenter. Do you know what? You could be right there. Yeah, Curtis Jones, no thanks. Yeah, I think Curtis Jones needs to either sell or be loaned next season. Demo is the biggest Curtis Jones fan in the world. Big up the Demo. Much love to you, my friend. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Curtis Jones fan. I'd let him go personally. I just don't see where he's going to ever start. And the problem is he don't start in his natural position either. Curtis don't start in his natural position. Now, Curtis is a left winger, and we never really play him there at all. We never play Curtis there. So, yeah, I'd have Curtis as rotation on the left wing, not in the midfield at all. I'd have Oxlade-Chamberlain as rotation in the midfield this season with Jordan Henderson and James Milner. That would be my midfield rotation. Fabio Carvalho should be playing the number 10 role, but we don't play the number 10. So why did we buy Carvalho? And that leaves me with Harvey Elliott. Now, I know Harvey Elliott splits the fan base. I know he splits the fan base. But I'm going to say it right now. Harvey Elliott, and look, this ain't a big shout, by the way, because how shit we are at the moment. But Harvey Elliott is arguably our player of the year this year. And I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Harvey Elliott has been in part of every single game this season. He's been a part of every single game this season as Harvey Elliott, right? And Harvey at least cares about the club. Do you know what I mean? He at least cares about the club. Yeah, Alisson's obviously player of the year because, yeah, there's no doubt about that because where if it weren't for Alisson. But as an outfield player, you can't argue that Harvey's probably our best outfield player this season, right? When you play him in his more natural position as more up the pitch as an attacking player, you see the difference in him. He's far, far better. He's a far, far better player when you play Harvey Elliott further forward. I think what we all forget about Harvey Elliott is that he's 19 years of age. I think people think he'll act like Harvey Elliott is like 26 and a seasoned pro. The man's 19. And when you play him in his right position, he looks a far better player. I mean, the goal against Wolves, the goal again the other day, I think he got 2 in 2, ain't he? And then that beautiful through ball to Mo Salah on Sunday against Brighton. Mo Salah messed up massively, by the way. No one's talking about that enough. Mo Salah's 1-on-1 against Brighton. No one's ever mentioned it. It's like everyone ignores it. That was a massive miss. Beautiful through ball by Harvey. Because you play him higher up the pitch where he can interact with games. He's a decent player. Is Harvey Elliott. Klopp loves him to bits. As I said, he has played a bit part in every single game this season. I agree with Philip. He should be a rotational to Mo Salah on the right wing. In fact, I think Harvey Elliott should start ahead of Mo against Wolves on Saturday. I really do. Play him right wing. Mo is in crap form right now. Harvey Elliott is in better form than Mo Salah right now. Play Harvey Elliott on right wing. Yeah. Just give Mo Salah a kick up the butt that Mo needs. Mo thinks he's not droppable. Mo thinks he's untouchable. Then give Mo the treatment, man. Give Mo the treatment. Go here, Mo. Sit down for a little bit. I think Elliott's starting to turn the fan base around a little bit. I think the fans are starting to come on board with Harvey a little bit. Give the man, get the kid in his position. Let him play in his position. Stop playing him in central midfield. Harvey Elliott is not a central midfielder. He wants to either play the number 10 position or right wing. He wants to play attacking football. He wants to be further up the pitch. He doesn't want to be that midfielder who's box to box. That's not where he plays. Yeah? Play him in his more natural position. You'll see a better footballer. Harvey Elliott is a decent young player, man. Decent young player. Rotational for the rest of the season, no doubt about it. In fact, I'd have him start against Wolves on Saturday. I really would. I really would have him starting. I'm not going to talk about Arthur Melo because is there a point? Is there a point? So the forward line. Our forward line is stacked. Absolutely stacked. Shame they're all injured, but it's absolutely stacked. So we know Bobby Firmino is very close to signing a brand new 2.5-year deal that'll keep me here till 2025. Big up, Squidly. He's going to be here till 2025. Big deal for him. Big contract. Monster contract. Big up, Bobby Firmino. Darwin Núñez is our new boy. Been impressive in parts. Luis Diaz, obviously, very impressive at the beginning of the season. Look at this is what's sad about Luis Diaz, guys. Look at his appearances. He's only played 8 games this season. But look at his stats. 3 goals and he's got 5 GA in 8 games. 5 GA in 8 games. We miss Luis Diaz badly. He's only played. Look at Luis Diaz. Look at Diogo Jota, though. He's only played 4 games in the Premier League. 4 Premier League games this season as Diogo Jota. It's not right. It's not right. We have missed them too badly. Look at Mo Salah. Look at Mo Salah. He's played 19 games in the Premier League with 7 goals and 4 assists. Right? But look at Bobby. 13 games, 7 goals, 3 assists. Bobby's goal to game record in the Premier League is better than Mo Salah's this season. That's what I'm saying. Salah needs a kick up the butt. Salah needs a kick up the butt. Bobby Firmino's goal to game ratio is better in the Premier League than Mo Salah's this year. Mo needs a kick up the butt. He just does. He needs to know he is replaceable. He is replaceable, Mo. He's untouchable at the moment. Yeah, 1 second, Aaron. Jota only making 4 appearances this season. 4 appearances. Bench Salah for who? I'd bench him for Harvey Elliott, man, for a couple of games. Why not? Why not? Harvey Elliott's a right winger. Nothing to help Mo, to be honest. Yeah, there is something weird with Mo at the moment. Jota only playing 4 games. Diaz 8 games. Obviously, Darwin's played 14 games with 5. Look, Darwin. Look, we get on Darwin's back here. People get on Darwin Núñez's back here. He's played 14 Premier League games and he's got 5 goals, 2 assists. Yeah, and Salah, who's our golden boy with the brand new contract, has played 19 Premier League games with 7 goals, 4 assists. And Darwin don't play in his right position either. Darwin plays left wing. Darwin's a centre forward and he plays left wing for Liverpool and he's got 5 goals, 2 assists. What's happened to Mo? What's happened to... So Darwin's goal to game ratio is just as good as Mo Salah's and Bobby Firmino's this season. But everyone slags Darwin Núñez off. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. What's our front 3 when everyone's fit, guys? When everyone is fit, what is our front 3? We're not going to count Luis Diaz in this season because Luis Diaz is not going to play again this season. So look at Diogo Jota. Jota will be back and Bobby will be back. Who is our first choice front 3 when Bobby's back, Jota's back, and Salah and Darwin Núñez and Gakpo as well? Let's not forget Gakpo. Who is our front 3 going forward? This is the important one for me. Who is our front 3 going forward? for the rest of this season, not next season, guys. Next season's a different question. Who's our front three going forward for the rest of this season? I think it's going to be quite interesting. Who you get it in the chat, guys? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the team up on the screen after. Right, we're going Robbo, Van Dijk, Canate. This is when everyone's fit for the remainder of this season, yeah? Not next season, guys. Just this season. What are we saying? So when everyone's fit and back and available, what are we saying? I love Nunes, but Bobby down the middle. Jota, Nunes, Elliott. Jota, Nunes, Salah. This season, Gakpo, Nunes, Jota. If fit, Diaz, Darwin and Jota. John says Gakpo, Darwin, Salah. Then when Jota comes back, Jota for Gakpo. Jota, Nunes and Salah. Yeah, I think Darwin plays. Darwin, Jota and Gakpo. Jota, Darwin and Salah. Yeah, I mean, this is where we have got quite an advantage over a lot of teams in our forward area when they're all fit. We do have a lot of talent up there. Right, let me just take this off a second. And let me put this one on. Let me do this for you. Right, there you go. So, let me do it so you can bloody see it. Jesus. There you go. There you go, guys. So if we're playing 4-3-3, would you play something quite similar to, Robinson? So this is our team going forward for the rest of the season. We've got half the season left. I'll put Robbo back in. Two fullback positions. That's why as much I don't like Trent right now. Where is he? There you go. So Virgil and Canate when they're fit. Robbo and Trent obviously as our fullbacks. Stefan as our DM. Thiago and Naby Keita. That is, I think we can all agree in the defence and midfield there. Eunice, I don't know about Trent. No, I like Tsimikas, don't get me wrong, but when Robbo's at his best, Robbo is far better than Tsimikas. Is that so? Obviously, Jota's got to come back in. So we've got Jota and Bobby. So what do we do with the front three? Gakpo's just come in. He's never played left wing yet for Liverpool. For some reason, Klopp plays him through the middle, but he should play left wing. What are we thinking? About Gakpo? Does Gakpo drop out? Or do we change formation completely? Do we go to a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-2-1 or what do we do? Do we change it up? Do we go 4-4-2? What is everyone thinking? I think next season, when everyone's fit and we start fresh next season, I think the front three will probably be Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunes, no, next season when everyone's fit and available, I think the front three will be Gakpo, Darwin Nunes, and Luis Diaz on the right because I think Mo Salah will be sold. I don't think Mo Salah will be here next season. I don't think Mo Salah will be here next season. So I'm going. I think Gakpo starts on the left, Diaz starts on the right, and Darwin Nunes through the middle next season. But what do we think, guys? Let me know. 119 formation. I ain't got Robbo twice there anymore, have I? Where's Robbo? I've got Robbo at left back and Trent at right. Should have. Yeah, I have, yeah. It's all sorted. What do we reckon? Elliot on the right. It's an interesting one. Elliot could play right wing, yeah. I mean, Salah would be my number one choice right winger. No matter, I'm angry with him at the moment because he's not performing and he needs to be dropped for a couple of games. But going forward, if Salah gets back to his best, then he has to play right wing. I'm not worried about that, but he can be dropped. You know, Harvey Elliott can be Salah's rotational player and play a few games here and there. I ain't got a problem with that. But right now, right this season, Jota's going to be back this month. Bobby's going to be back this month. When they come into the team, does Bobby play? Does Bobby start? Does Bobby start when he comes back? Do we start Bobby? Do we go something more like that? So when Bobby's back, do we start something more like that? Nunez on the left, Mo on the right, Bobby through the middle. Do we play something like that? Because look, I would change formation, right? I would change formation, but I don't think Klopp's going to. I don't know if Klopp's going to. I don't know if he wants to go to 4-2-3-1, 4-3-2, 4-3-2-1. Might be an option as well. I'm not sure. But I think that might be the three, you know. Gakpo on the bench and Jota on the bench as impact players might be better. And then them three are the starters. So Harvey Elliott, your impact players off the bench, Harvey Elliott on the right wing, Gakpo for the left wing, and Jota through the middle. That's your backup three on the bench, guys. So Nunez on the left, Bobby on the middle, Salah on the right to start some games, and your backup three on the bench is Harvey Elliott, Gakpo, and Jota. So you got another front three there on the bench. So that might be the way we go. Because let's face it, the last time these three played together, we won both games really easily, quite comfortably. You know, Darwin, Bobby, and Salah, I believe, played the last two games before the World Cup. And I think they all scored in them games and we played really well. So that might be how we look at. And then, like, because Bobby's injuries, you don't have to play him for full 90 minutes. You got a Gakpo on the bench, a Jota on the bench, and a Harvey Elliott on the bench, so you can rotate in and out quite easily. So I'm not sure. G, I see you in the chat, my man. G, if you're around, man, and you want to come on, let me know, and I'll send you the link. If you're about right now, if you're around right now, let me know, and I'll send you the link. It's an interesting one. I don't know what. See, I'm going back on what Bobby did previous. Bobby, as I said, Bobby's game to goal ratio in the Premier League this season is better than Mo Salah's. And what I'm going to say as well, Gakpo has been starting as the number 9 for Liverpool, yeah? And everyone is confused why he's starting as the number 9 for Liverpool, right? Everyone's confused by it. No one can make sense of it. But the reason is because he wants a connector. He wants a connector between the attacker and the midfield. Klopp said it himself. And that's what the job Bobby does, that false 9. I don't know if Klopp's ready to go away from the false 9 scenario yet. Because the proof's in the pudding, guys. Just watch the games. Gakpo starts central attack. He starts as a figurehead in our front three. He starts through the middle. All right, sweet G. I'll probably be off by then, G, but big up to you. G, I'm back live at 6 p.m, mate, so join me then. He starts through the middle. Every single game so far for Liverpool. I think the only time he played on the left is when he came on as a substitute on his debut. Otherwise, he's been playing central for Liverpool. Klopp obviously doesn't want to go away from that false 9 position yet. He doesn't want to go away from that false 9 position yet. He don't think the team is ready yet. There's something about the team. He said it himself. the pressing of this team is not just a midfield issue; it's the whole team. And as he keeps saying, that front three for Liverpool do not press. Now, Cody Gakpo is a connector, right? Cody Gakpo is a connector because he plays it and comes in here. And what happens when you got a player like that comes in deep? Then your wide two, like Darwin and Mo, come inside like centre forwards. Yeah, they can come inside like centre forwards, and then you build like a diamond in midfield, and you get a bit more compact, and you stop the play through the middle. If you play Darwin here, say you play Darwin right through the middle right now 4-3-3, the way we're set up, Darwin's not going to want to come back here, right? Darwin's going to want to go there. Gakpo's going to want to stay wide and go here, and Mo's going to be wanting to come in here. So you leave a lot of play. So then Thiago pushes up, Keita pushes up, Stefan pushes up, and look at all that space in behind. All that space in behind. And that's what happens at the moment when we play Darwin through the middle. It's not Darwin's fault. But if you play Gakpo there, and you play Darwin, you play Gakpo there at the moment, you play Darwin there, what's happening is Gakpo comes here, and Darwin and Mo can come as like a front two almost, right? But the problem is, Darwin hasn't started a game with Gakpo yet. He's only coming on a sub because Darwin's been injured, and he's only been coming on a sub. So I'll be interested to see what they do. I think they might go with Gakpo in the middle till Bobby's fit, Darwin on the left, Mo on the right. And when Gakpo comes deep like he likes to do, because he likes to come towards the ball, pick up the ball in these positions, your wide men can come inside and be like wide centre forwards and take up that position in the box. And then you're a bit more compact here in midfield. You're almost like a diamond in midfield then. And you're not getting overtaken. So if they press up in a diamond formation, you press up in a diamond formation, you're still being compact. Do you see what I mean? You're still being nice and compact in that area. Where if you play the 4-3-3 with a Darwin through the middle, you lose that ability to be compact in the middle. And that is why Darwin plays on the left and Gakpo plays through the middle, guys. You just have to see it with your eyes. It happens every week so far. Yeah, exactly. And like to Darwin to use his pace and his athleticism and speed, it's better off the left. And I mean, I'm not even making this up, guys. Just watch every single game. If you watch every single game we play, at this moment in time, are we... Guys in the chat, let me know. Do you see us ever going away from the false nine scenario? Because Gakpo's come in who's a left winger and is automatically playing the false nine position for Liverpool. And Darwin Núñez, who is a striker, is actually playing left wing. So it's not like I'm wrong on this. If he wanted a false nine, he should have gone in Nkunku when he was offered to him. Exactly. This is why I'm confused about our transfer business. This is why I'm confused on our transfer business, guys. Yeah, Klopp likes speed on the wings. It's so true. I've been saying that for a while now. Gakpo is quick, but he's not quick enough to play as a winger for Liverpool. He likes that sheer pace in the front, on the wings. That's why Darwin's playing out there. Hopefully that's the bang on one for this season alone until Klopp gets his midfielders. I agree. I think if Klopp gets the midfielders he wants next season, I think we might change formation. Next season, I think Liverpool might go to 4 at the back, 4-2-3-1, play the formation he might want to play. Then you've got Darwin up top. Because at the moment, you've got to remember with Darwin, right? What you got to remember with Darwin Núñez is, yeah, he doesn't like playing with his back to goal as that lone striker in the front three. Darwin likes to play off a striker. So the best way of doing that is actually playing a 4-3-3 with a false nine as the main striker. So if it's a Gakpo or a Bobby or a Jota, they will come deep, allowing Darwin to play off that number 9. So if Gakpo's there at the moment, Gakpo comes deep to collect the ball because it's natural for him to do, right? And then Darwin will come and play off Gakpo and get into these areas, which will suit him more to his game. You know, playing as that lone forward man, he's not great with his back to goal, and it'll help him more. That is why I think he's playing it. But if you play in a 4-2-3-1, Darwin can have people behind him that he can play off. In a 4-3-3, he can't play off anyone at the moment. So it's easier for Darwin playing on the left-hand side of a 4-3-3 right now. Because I'm just going what I've seen. I'm just going what I've seen so far, guys. Since Gakpo joined Liverpool, I think he's played once on the left. Other than that, he played centrally when Ox played on the left. I think Ox played on the left twice, and Harvey Elliott's played on the left twice, and Gakpo's played centrally. And then when Darwin came on against Brighton the other day, Darwin went to the left, and Gakpo stayed centrally. So it tells me everything, guys. That tells me everything. He wants to play Gakpo as he wants that false nine player this season still. Gakpo would have gotten 2 assists already. Jamie Elliott and Salah had scored their chances. Yeah, I mean Gakpo. I thought Gakpo did well against Brighton. I ain't going. I thought Gakpo had a good play. I thought he played all right against Brighton. That was his best performance so far. Why should he shut up? He's allowed his opinion. What's going on in the chat? What's going on in the chat? What's going on in the chat? What's going on? Who said what? Let me know, guys. I don't want anyone being mean to anyone in the chat. All be nice. Yeah, be nice in the chat, guys. Be nice in the chat. Guys, I'm not going to mention that the Mason stuff. Okay, guys, because that's quite a dodgy subject to chat talk about, guys. So don't talk about it in the chat, guys. Don't talk about it in the chat because that Mason Greenwood stuff's a dodgy thing to talk about, and I don't really want to talk about all that that kind of stuff, guys. I really don't. It's I don't want to go down that road. Yeah, so that's how I'd probably go. Like, I think when everyone's fit, I think this is what you probably see for the rest of the season. I think Bobby will come back in, and I think you probably see that. I think that'd be Liverpool's team when everyone's fit. So when everyone's fit at the end of this month, I think Liverpool are going to go Alisson, Bobby, Alisson, Robbo, Van Dijk, Konate, and Trent, Stefan, Thiago, and Keita, Darwin, Bobby, and Salah. I think that's what Klopp's going to go with. And then he's got rotation on the bench. Rotation on the bench will be Harvey Elliott, Gakpo, and Jota. That's your forward rotation. Then you've got a Milner and a Henderson, an Oxlade-Chamberlain, a Ramsey, a Matip, a Gomez. That's a better bench then than what it has been lately. So, and then there's no excuse for Liverpool not to start climbing up the league. Absolutely no excuse for Liverpool to not start climbing up the league by playing that way, guys. I think that's the way Liverpool should be going from here on out. Let me know what you think in the chat, guys. I'd be like to see your team, guys. Get your team in the chat. I'd like to see your first 11 through the rest of the season if everyone's fit. When everyone's fit for the rest of the season, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat right now. Let's get your team up. I'd like to see your guys' team. Diaz ain't available to next season, my friend. So when Diaz ain't going to play again this season. What about Tyler Morgan? Diaz ain't going to play again this season. So this is this season only. Next season we'll have a different argument. But yeah, this season's a different one, my man. Let me know what you think in the chat, guys. Who would be your starting 11 for the rest of the season? Your rotational players on the bench. Who would you have? So that would be my 11 when everyone's fit. Rotation, as I said, off the bench. Harvey Elliott, Diogo Jota, Gakpo. That's my forward rotation. My midfield rotation My midfield rotation would be Oxlade-Chamberlain, James Milner, Jordan Henderson, your Carvalhos, your players like that. Then in the defence, you've got Ramsey, Tsimikas, Gomez, and Matip, and Queven Kelleher as your number 2 goalkeeper. That's actually not that bad of a squad. It's actually not that bad of a squad, and it should do a lot better than where it is at the moment, 9th in the Premier League, which is a complete and utter joke. Alisson, Robbo, Konate, Virgil, Trent, Stefan, Thiago, Elliott, Darwin, Bobby, and Jota. Big up, Luke. He should be all right. With science and technology today in the medical departments and all that, he should be all right. Alpha in the house. Personally, if Jota is fit, I don't see how he won't get in the starting 11 with how he contributes to the team. Where would you play him, Alpha, in that front three? Alpha, where would you play Jota? Because it's a great point you're making there, man. It's a great point. When Jota is fit, what he does for our team is exceptional. So where would you play him in the front three? Yeah, you could do. Where would you play him? Where would you play him? Oh, Ash, I don't want to talk about that stuff, man. I'm not going to talk about a geezer that was, who's been thrown in the courts for what he did to a woman. So, yeah, we're not going to talk about that on the channel, guys. I'm not going to talk about that on the channel. I have a weird feeling that Diaz won't play for us. Like I have a feeling he's going to Barca soon. I don't know why. Yeah, a lot of people have said that. A lot of people. You're not alone there. Alisson, Trent, Matip, Gomez, Robbo, Fabinho, Elliott, Thiago, Salah. Ali, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Robbo, Thiago, Stefan, Gakpo, Darwin, Elliott, and bench rotation, Bobby, Diaz, and Doak. Fair enough, fair enough. Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Konate, Robbo, Stefan, Keita, Thiago, Salah. Depends on the formation. Hang on, guys, 1 second. Sorry, guys. Wife was just asking a question. Depends on the formation. Right. Do you think, guys, honestly in the chat, do you think we change formation or do we stay 4-3-3? Honestly in the chat, guys, do you think for the rest of this season, when all the players come back, do you think we're going to change formation or do you think it'll stay 4-3-3? Let me know in the chat. Jamie, I think he could do a job anywhere. He can easily play off the left, but if we were to play him as centre forward, it's like a mix between Bobby and Darwin. Good link up and also chipping with some goals. I agree, man. Let's put him in there. Let's put him in there. I like Jota. I think Jota's quality. Where is he? Where? Oh, for fuck's sake! Where's Jota? I mean, am I being divvy here, or can I not see Jota? I can't see Jota. Where is he? Is that Jota there? We got pinned then. That's Jota. Goodness sake! Have I got him as a midfielder? Jota ain't even on here. Tell you what, let's change formation. Just for the sake of it, right? Let's change formation to what everyone wants to play. Right, let's change formation to what everyone wants to play. The 4-2-3-1. Right, 4-2-3-1, guys. Who do we play? Who's your double pivot in a 4-2-3-1? Give me your double pivot right now. Who's your double pivot in a 4-2-3-1? Who's your double pivot in a 4-2-3-1? Who's your double pivot in a 4-2-3-1, guys? Give me your double pivots in a 4-2-3-1 in the chat right now. Who are we saying and what are we saying? What are we saying? What are we saying? Stefan and Thiago. Big up Chris Angel in the house. On Diaz, it depends on how he recovers and handles his physical therapy, his individual training and planning, his nutrition, mentality, being patient. Big up Chris. Big up Chris in the house who knows his stuff, medical man. Big up Chris. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thiago and Keita. Steph and Thiago and Milner, you know. I think it's Steph and Thiago, ain't it? That'd be your double pivot, guys, yeah? Right, let me put them in. Actually, it's the other way around, ain't it? There you go. 2 Thiagos. Right, there you go. Who plays the number 10? Who plays the number 10? Do you play Jota as the number 10? So do we do this? Hang on. Yeah, wait. Do we do something like this? Oh, hang on. Or do we do this? Hang on. Hang on. Where is it? Jota ain't on here. Why the fuck is Jota not on here? They've got rid of Jota. Where's Jota, man? Give me Jota. Oh, Jota. Bastards. What have they done with Jota? Sons of a guns. All right, let's do this then. Let's do this. Gakpo in the 10. Yeah? Gakpo in the 10. Right. And pretend that left-hand side is Jota, yeah? That left-hand side is Jota. So left of Jota, Gakpo in the 10, Mo on the right, Darwin through the middle. Would we go something like that? He's retired. They sold him. I don't know what they've done with him. They've let him go. Oh, yeah, because he's injured. You can't pick him on the app. But yeah, Bobby's injured, though. I can pick Bobby. Diaz is... Van Dijk's injured. I can pick Van Dijk. I think Diaz was in there. Wasn't he? No, Diaz weren't in there. Yeah. So they've got no Diaz and Jota because they're injured. That's why. Diaz and Jota are injured, so they got no Diaz and Jota. Jota said F this team. So that the blank one, guys, is Jota, just to let everyone know. So when everyone's fit this season, we got our fit team back. So remember, Jota and Bobby Firmino are back this month. Would you play 4-2-3-1, a double pivot of Thiago and Stefan, Gakpo in the 10, Darwin as the 9, Salah on the right, and Jota on the left? Or Jota in the 10 and Salah and Gakpo on the left? How would you play it? How would you play it? Let me know in the chat right now, guys. Let me know in the chat right now. How would you play it? Jota in the 10 was really good against Rangers. Yeah, should we put Gakpo on the left then? Yeah. So that's Jota. This is Jota. Okay, guys. This here is Jota. They just ain't got his name there because he's injured. But this is Jota. So Gakpo left, Salah right, Jota as the 10, Darwin up the middle. Is that how we play it, guys? Is that how we do it? That is our team going forward for the rest of this season. Let me just whack the microphone. Sorry about that. That's our team going forward for the rest of the season, guys. That's our team going for the rest of the season. 4-2-3-1, Jota in the 10, Gakpo off the left, Mo off the right, Darwin through the middle. Is that how we go? Something like that. It's quite... Look, when I give you that 11 shouldn't be 9th in the Premier League, should it? And yeah, exactly. You can also interchange between Gakpo and Jota all game. There's interchange in there. Gakpo can go 10. Jota can go left for a bit of the game. You can even go Gakpo up top. Darwin goes to the left. There's interchanging all around the pitch there. There's interchanging. That is Jota. Jota in the 10, Luke. Jota in the 10. Jota in the 10. Jota in the 10. Jota in the 10. You can play Elliott in the 10. That is a good shout as well. So Elliott can be a rotational player coming in, playing in that 10 position if Jota's not always available. You know, you got Keita, can probably play that 10 role as well. You got rotation there with Thiago and Stefan as a pivot too. You can play, God forbid it, you can play Fabinho and Hendo as a pivot too. But I'll pretend I didn't say that. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rotation there. There's a lot of rotation there. And that's a far better team. That team will climb up the league. How could that 11 not climb up the league? Tell me that. How can you have an 11 of Alisson in goal, Robbo, Van Dijk, Kanate and Trent as your back four? You're playing 4-2-3-1. So your double pivot is Stefan and Thiago. On the left, Gakpo. On the 10, Jota. On the right, Mo. Up front, Darwin. And then your rotation off the bench is you got Harvey Elliott to come off the bench. You got Bobby Firmino come off the bench. You got Carvalho to come off the bench. You got rotation there in midfield with Ox and Naby and Hendo and Milner. You got Joe Gomez, Ramsey, Tsimikas in the defence. You got Queven Kelleher as your number 2. That's a far better team. It's more fluid. Everyone's more or less playing in their natural position. Everyone's playing in the position they want to play in. You know, send the team to Klopp, bro. Jamie for the next Liverpool manager. That's the team that should play as far as I'm concerned, guys. As far as I'm concerned, that is the 11 I want to see playing. I don't want to see any other 11. That is when they're all fit and back and healthy. That's what we should be playing, guys. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me. I do appreciate it. We're trying to fix Liverpool Football Club the best we can. We try to fix it a little bit today. It's going to be hard work, let's face it. But, guys, yeah, Jota's meant to be back this month, Co-op. He's meant to be back this month, my man. So it's going back when they're back fit. So Jota and Bobby are meant to be back this. Jota especially is in training now. So Jota apparently is in training. Klopp's having his press conference. Is it tomorrow or today? I can't remember it. Has Klopp had his press conference today or is it tomorrow? I'll have to hear from Klopp's press conference because I could be wrong, but I swear he said Jota is back. Jota is back this month and he's in training. He's not ready to do proper full team training, but he's doing light training outside. So he's back this month. If they're all fit, if they're all fit, that's the team I would play against Real Madrid. Yeah, it is tomorrow. Good. So what we do tomorrow, guys, the video tomorrow, I will go live when the press conference starts, and we'll watch the press conference together. Yeah, would you guys like that? Would you guys like that as a video? If I do my video when the press conference starts, and we can watch it tomorrow. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you'd like that sort of thing. And we can sort it. So I think the press conference is at 12 p.m. tomorrow, just looking. So if I set my video up for around 12 p.m., we can do the press conference together, guys. And if you like that sort of thing, let me know in the chat. And then we can chat and debate about it after. Yeah, big up honesty. Yeah. Guys, I don't want to big up honesty for the super chat, but honestly, I don't want to talk about Mason Greenwood's situation. It's something I do not want. I don't even care about the human being. You know, I know his cases have been dropped, man, but I don't want to talk about it. It's all too dodgy. It's all too dodgy. I don't want to get a lawsuit. It's all too dodgy. But big up to the super chat. Yeah, I'll do that in, guys. We'll set the video up tomorrow afternoon. Instead of doing it at 12:30, we'll start at 12 o'clock tomorrow and we'll do the press conference bit. Yeah, and then we can debate about it after while we've all live reactions, guys. Live press conference reactions tomorrow. Let's do it. Let's do that tomorrow, yeah? So we're trying to fix Liverpool Football Club best we can. I think that team we picked is a really strong lineup when everyone's fit and back. Hopefully, Van Dijk and Jota are meant to be back before what I'm just reading. Jota and Van Dijk are meant to be back before the Real Madrid game. So fingers crossed that's the case and we move forward with that team for the rest of the season and finish the season strong. Guys, I am back at 6 p.m. tonight for a call-in show. So it's a call-in special, guys. Me and Cav will be together taking your calls, guys. So make sure you come in tomorrow tonight Anyone who wants to call in, you're all more than welcome to call in. Okay, I'm going to put the link in the comments later. So make sure you're all ready for 6 p.m. tonight. I want everyone to come in, call in, talk, debate anything Liverpool, guys. Anything Liverpool, or if you have anything funny or you want to rant or anything like that, you want to chat about it tonight. Tonight is your chance, guys. Tonight is your chance. So, guys, I'll see you then at 6 p.m. When this video ends, guys, you're going to be taken straight to my call-in show video. Can everyone drop a like on that video for me straight away? Yeah, let's get that to 50 likes. There's 130 people in here right now. When this video ends, everyone stay still and drop a like on that next video. It's going to come right up on your screen, so don't move anywhere.